In this video, you'll learn how to manage different retro processing statuses. Workday displays retro processing statuses on retro pay calculation tasks and reports. Retro events display statuses of supported, unsupported, or unprocessed. In this session, we'll focus on unsupported and unprocessed retroactive pay. Workday identifies some retro changes but does not calculate them. These are unsupported retroactive event types. Workday identifies these transactions so you can input the necessary adjustments. You can also have a worker with a supported retro event, but certain factors cause it to be an unprocessed retro event. To review current unsupported transaction types in Workday, access the All Unsupported Payroll Retro Transaction Types report. Notice that Workday currently has 3 unsupported payroll retro transaction types: retro company change, retro end additional job, and retro pay group change. When you run retro for workers with unsupported events, Workday identifies the event as unsupported in reports, changes the worker's NRPPT date to 1 day after the last period with completed results, and ignores any events, supported or unsupported, before that date. Note: if a worker has a supported event and an unsupported event processing at the same time, the NRPPT date moves forward due to the unsupported event. If you remove the unsupported retro by canceling the retro calculation, the NRPPT date moves back. If you do not cancel the retro calculation, you must move forward with the process and allow the NRPPT date to move forward. Now, let's explore how Workday handles unprocessed, supported events. Factors that can cause a supported retroactive transaction to have unprocessed results include a retro event prior to the worker's NRPPT date, unsupported events in the same pay period, retro configurations and worker eligibility on pay components, and having positions in more than one company with no existing pay results in those companies. When you run retro for workers with unprocessed events, Workday identifies those events as unprocessed in reports. For example, Angela's retro results show 1 processed and 1 unprocessed retro result. In the processed/unprocessed reason column, it shows that Angela doesn't meet the pay component pay group and/or run category eligibility. You can adjust the configuration and run retro again to process them. Now that you've learned about unsupported and unprocessed retro events, you'll be able to manage retro events with various processing statuses.